Hey everyone, welcome to You're Missing the Point. I'm Zach, and today we're going to talk some Steelers free agency. We're also going to talk some Pitt basketball, but first I'd like to let you know what else is going on around the city and across the country. Madness is in the air. The playing games for the NCAA tournament will be finishing this evening, and then tomorrow we're going to start the first round. I'm really looking forward to some of these matchups. I have my brackets filled out, and I would like you guys to know some of the upsets that I have picked for tomorrow and Friday. I'm calling for UNC Wilmington over Virginia, Middle Tennessee over Minnesota, Xavier over Maryland, Florida Gulf Coast over Florida State, Rhode Island over Creighton. And now after Kansas State beating Wake Forest last night, I believe that Kansas State will go on to upset Cincy. The Penguins are playing in Philly tonight, and Mark Streit is looking to play against his former teammates. He was injured blocking a shot against Calgary the other night, but I would look for him to be in the lineup tonight against the Flyers. Now we're going to get into talking some Pitt basketball. As you can see, I'm a pretty big Pitt basketball fan. I love going to the games. I love watching the team. That being said, this past season wasn't necessarily something that I've been used to watching. They finished 16-17, and I would say just let's move on from here. I love Kevin Stallings. I think he's going to be a good coach for this program. I don't think a lot of other people think that right now, but I'm just looking to see what he could do. You know, he's going to have a lot of turnover in this offseason, and next year is going to be the first year that he has a team that's fully his. As long as he can get the guys to buy into that, which I think he will, I think he's going to have a pretty good season. Cam Johnson and Ryan Luther should be back. Cam Johnson, I think if he can find some consistency in his jump shot, he's going to be one of the best shooters in the nation. I'm calling it right now. But that being said, you know, they're going to be a fairly young team next year, and there's going to be a lot of new faces, so I wouldn't necessarily expect them to have a great season next year. However, I wouldn't be surprised if they did have a good season. But I'm saying, you know, give Kevin Stallings another 1 to 2 seasons. Don't do what Duquesne did. I wasn't necessarily in favor of their move to fire Jim Ferry. I thought he was riding the ship over there, and I think they just pulled the trigger on firing him too soon. So, I mean, I don't think Pitt should do the same thing with Kevin Stallings. I really think they should give him 1 to 2 more seasons and just see what he can do. You see all these other coaches talking about how great an offensive mind is, and I would say that if you're a good offensive mind, great offensive mind, you know, the ACC is a conference for teams that can score. And as long as Kevin Stallings can build a team that can score and play some pretty decent defense, I think that they'll be just fine. Now we're going to talk some Steelers free agency. We lost the Jones. We kept the Jones. Landry Jones is re-signed with the Steelers, and I'm betting on Ben Roethlisberger being back in Pittsburgh next year, so Landry Jones will more than likely be the backup. However, Zach Mettenberger is still here, and, you know, I would like to think that he will give Landry Jones a run for his money for the backup role. Also look for the Steelers to try to take a quarterback in the mid-rounds to possibly be a successor for Ben Roethlisberger. Of the two other guys that we have on the roster right now, I would not say that either of them would be a successor to Ben Roethlisberger. However, you never know. So look and see what happens with that. That being said, there's 3 guys recently that the Steelers lost in free agency. Marcus Wheaton signed with the Chicago Bears, Lawrence Timmons signed with the Dolphins, and Jarvis Jones has agreed to sign with the Arizona Cardinals. So I wish the best of luck to all of them. That being said, I think the Steelers will do a great job with filling those guys' roles on the team. The Steelers did, however, acquire a free agent wide receiver this morning, Justin Hunter, who was formerly playing for the Tennessee Titans. You know, wasn't a guy that lit up the stat sheet in Tennessee. However, he has all the physical attributes to have me believe that he could be a weapon in this offense. So we'll look and see what happens with him. Now we're going to get into the Stick to Sports social media segment. I've taken some questions and some topics that you guys would like me to discuss from social media, and I'm going to go over them. So we have @Ziddick24 from Twitter, whose topic that he wanted me to discuss, Pitt soup. Now, Ryan, I'm not really sure what pit soup is, but I would say that it's probably delicious and as satisfying as a game-winning interception against an in-state team who claims you are not their rival. Now we have a question from @Charles_Markley asking, what recruiting methods do you believe Stallings can use to bring talent to Pitt basketball? Well, Mark, I believe he's already showed that in this upcoming class. He has a few guys that are committed to the school from Canadian prep schools. So I believe that that's going to be one thing that he looks into He's also looking at some other guys for next season's class from those schools, so I would say that that's going to be probably a consistent role in his recruiting. I would also say that a big thing that he could sell them on right now is, pretty much everybody that's going to be coming in is going to be fighting for playing time. So if you come in, if you commit to the program now, you're going to have a chance to get some playing time as long as you can beat out the other guys. So I would say that, playing time and where he's looking at getting these recruits from, those are two important factors that are playing into his recruiting, and I really do think he's going to bring in some talented players. Now we're going to dive into the next topic, which is from @Nate Sherman, and he would like to discuss how sexy Pat Narduzzi's visor is. Well, Nate, if there's any guy in the ACC that could rock a visor, it's Pat Narduzzi. But if there's one thing that Pat Narduzzi can rock, it's the crew neck sweatshirt, retro colors. Absolutely love that. But yeah, Pat Narduzzi's a dude that can rock a visor, Nate, so thank you for that. So thank you everybody for watching this. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this show goes from here. Looking forward to discussing a lot more topics with you. Thank you very much. Today's show is brought to you by Shaw's Bait Company. For more information, please visit their Facebook page.